Hey guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to turn a summer scene into a winter scene. It's not going to take long. As you can see, I have these two pics here of in the summer, and after I get through treating them, you can see this is what one looks like. Okay, and here's the other, and here's what it looks like. And we got us a snow scene. We went from winter to summer. So let's go ahead and begin here. So what I'm going to do is copy and paste. Find a good place to do this. Copy and paste my picture, and here we go. So now the first thing I'm going to do is add a contrast luma. So let's load up our picture here. Let's go to color and find your contrast luma. Okay, so now if you look, you're going to want to adjust until you can bring out some of them whites, like so. Now we got us a white layer right here. Okay, now we're going to add us a gamma node, which will give us a little further adjustment. Kind of brighten up the whites a little bit. Okay, now to that gamma node we're going to add a saturation and bring out the saturation and make it black and white, like so. Okay, now we're going to go back up to our original picture and we're going to branch off a color correct. Like so. And we're also, from beneath our color correct, we're going to add a hue curves. So select hue curves, and that'll append a hue curves to our color correct. So now let's open up our hue curves here. Let's go down and select our green suppress and green hue, and let's pull some of that green out so it won't look as summery. Make it a little more brown looking. Like that right there. Okay, now we've got these two branches going on here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add an over node to our hue curves. So go to layer, over, pop in your saturation to the other side of the over, and there we go. So what we can see here is we get a little strong, so we can go into our contrast and luma and adjust it to where to your liking. It's really up to you how strong you want to make the snow, or how light you want to make the snow. Let's reset our values by right clicking and saying reset all values. It resetted our contrast and luma, and you can just go back in and start adjusting again. Adjust this down here. Now we can adjust our gamma a little more, tweak it. It's starting to look a lot better now that we've pulled our gamma out a little bit. Okay, and here we go. Here's basically our scene. We went from summer to winter with just a few nodes. Okay, now with this tree, with this example, as you can see, I've done the exact same thing. I've added the color correct. As you can see in this color correct, I didn't even have to touch. I've added this color correct for further adjustments. If you can't get it to look quite right, you can go into your color correct, and under your master controls you can adjust your gamma here, you can adjust your contrast here, and all this, and it gives for further adjustment. But it just so happened to work out that I didn't need to adjust the color correction in this tree over here because it was a pretty good picture. In this tree you can see I have the same thing. It's a color correct and a hue curves to pull out the green. I have the contrast luma to bring out my whites, and the gamma to give it a little further adjustment, my saturation to bring it black and white. And here, as you can see, I've added the soft glow. So let's do the same thing. Let's go over here and select our over node. I'm going to go to my filter, and I've got a soft glow that I've built. Now you can go in and find out how to build your own glows. It's really easy, or you can go to High-End 2D and download your own glows. If you would like a tutorial on how to make your own simple glow, let me know. I'd be more than happy to show you. But here's one that I've pre-made. As you can see, here's my macros that I've made, and we have a heavy glow, and I have a color glow, and all that good stuff. So let's go to filter and let's use soft glow. I'm going to turn the blur up. That kind of blurs out the snow, and the snow now isn't quite as harsh. Now, if you look, we have us a pretty good scene that looks like we went from summer to winter. I think it looks pretty decent, pretty realistic. I think for just a quick few minutes worth of work, you could really impress a client. Now let's get back to this tree. As you can see, everything is the same. I've added my soft glow and my over, but on this one I have this roto shape. As you can see, my roto shape is just around my tree here because I didn't want to affect my sky. I didn't want my soft glow and my saturation and gamma and all that to affect the sky, so I made a roto shape. I blurred the roto shape drastically, then plugged it into the mask input of each of my nodes. And that cut off the sky. As you can see, now the sky is still the same color as it was before. If I disconnect this, you can see what we got here. It blows out white. And to save yourself some nodes, you really just need to plug in your roto shape to your over, like this. And this is what we ended up with, kind of a grayish sky and still got our snow. But it's the same basic tree as here. The color correction and the hue curves on one branch, contrast luma, gamma, saturation on another branch, connected with an over, and then a glow added to the end to give it that soft, snowy look, okay? So that's basically a quick rundown of how to go from winter, right here, one example, to summer, from summer to winter, here. Boom. Let's load this one up in buffer A. And we'll go here and load this up in buffer B. Now we have B snow and A, and if I go between the two, you can see the difference. Let's go full screen. Here's before. Here's after. It's a little blue out. I'd like to work on it a little bit more, but I think you get the idea of what's going on. So as you can see, the right is after, the left is before. Let us go over here and check this one out. We'll load this into buffer A, and we'll go to buffer B and load this in. Now we've split the screen here with our tree, and here is before and here is after. And if I split it right down the middle, you can see a fairly good difference that we've made in just a few simple nodes from Shake. Okay? So watch this a couple times if you need to. It's a real simple process, not hard at all to get down, and I hope you guys have learned something. We'll see you next time.